Hello, and welcome to another episode of Architect Reacts. Because I feel just not enough people know about architecture, media, publications, projects, really anything that's happening. Because frankly, not a lot of innovation. It's a lot of form. But we'll get into that later. Today, we're gonna go to the main architecture webpage, Arc Daily, ARCH Daily, and see what the featured projects are. Maybe you'll look at a few others, but I think I'm gonna mainly look at the featured ones. So here, bamboo tree houses. That sounds interesting. It's a holiday house, and it looks like an institute of telecommunications. Let's check out this bamboo treehouse. A bamboo treehouse sounds quite interesting. Where is it? It's in Mexico, El Calvario, Mexico. Hotels, cabins, and lodges and sustainability are the tags or the topics or the. But let's look at the imagery first, because architecture is nothing but important about the imagery. Let me get that back a little bit. But first off the bat, this is just an incredible shot. Like this is clearly a getaway resort. It's up off the ground. This person's just looking out. I mean, honestly, the view the other way is probably way better. But look at this thing. Oh my God, bamboo tree houses. This is outstanding because bamboo is also one of the most sustainable wood, if you call it wood, but plants materials for construction, because bamboo grows so fast it can be measured in miles per hour. I mean, I guess anything can technically, but really this can be measured in a pretty low decimal. I mean, just look at this proof in the screening here. I mean, it's very open air. You're kind of hoping and praying for great weather, but this looks tropical, so I don't think they're having that issue at all. But just again, the same shot here. This is the inside, so they really played with the interiors, and it looks like these are also pieces of bamboo that are displayed. So if you know anything about bamboo, it's in these little segments, and in each of them just about touch. So they've turned them into trusses of sorts, and that's actually what that screen is. So this is all bamboo here. That is outstanding. I did not even realize that was bamboo. My goodness, now look at that view. That seemed, but would have been nice. I mean, they did put the hammock thing here, but also having some kind of bench or stool, or those built-in windows that people see. But just generally the form is crazy, because also with bamboo you can do about any form. It bends quite easily, and you basically don't even have to nail it or anything. You just all tied up, or bamboo is a very interesting material to build with. I mean, look at this very angular, free flowing. It almost looks as if its wings about to take off, you know. So this is just really because also with architecture and construction, but you really want to utilize the material. It's really important not to think of the space first, but think about the materials along with it, because that should inform how the thing should be constructed. Because honestly, there's a lot of practical measures, from tensile compression strength, dead load, five load, on and on. But really, at the end of the day, it's about utilizing that material to its fullest. And how the great architect Louis Kahn, who is very philosophical, asked the question of, what does a brick want to be? And the brick answered, an arch. I don't know how he was talking to bricks, but you know, he was on one. He also had like 3 families, but that's also another podcast. But really, the bamboo, I mean, I've seen some crazy bamboo twisty things and whatnot, but you just don't really see it to this level, because whenever I was at the Venice Biennale in what, 2019, there was this bamboo pavilion that was outstanding. Here it is. But they just pretty harnessed all of the here it is right here. So this pavilion here is all bamboo, and if you can see, it's all just twisted and bent. And let me see if I can zoom in even some more. But really, this project, I mean, who knows how long it took them to actually conceive and get it right, but it's quite a piece. And I mean, I put over here and took plenty of dabs and hung out, because really the thing is so big that you are just prone to need a rest. And this was one of the amazing pressing points right on the inside. So it's adjacent to what was an old school harbor, but I mean, look at this is all just tied in, like it's all tied. So remember and try and utilize everything, because also in real terms, all of this could have been grown in a matter of months. And so that is a very intriguing part, but also how long would it last? That's also a question. There's a reason like the Parthenon and Pantheon are still brown, so you can't tell from the ground, but they painted the roofs of these different colors, so that's fun, I guess. Something like they just place these on here. The plan is not too interesting. This, wow, the form is not for form's sake. The form comes from material, and then it truly creates a space, because often you find form, but then you go inside and you're just in a box. And here, the space is really defined, and you get this angular, curvy, extremely interesting building. So let's read through some of it and see if it makes sense. Text description provided by architects, as always. Altair nomadic. Where are they? Where are you from? Altair nomadic. Doesn't say. You only have one project on here? Interesting. Let's see. Where are you from? Nomadic. Where are you from? You're in the Netherlands and you did a project in Mexico? That's interesting. That's really cool. Again, asking what does the material want to be? Interesting. They got a job and manufacturers are Autodesk, Lumion, and Rhino. So is this unbuilt? If that's a rendering, that's gotta be built. I don't know. It's hard to tell nowadays, honestly. But Altair, which just means studio, but Altair Nomadic, the design studio at Nomadic Resorts, interesting, has designed a series of bamboo tree houses at Playa Viva, an environmentally conscious resort dedicated to sustainability and regenerative practices. It's funny how they say that, and then they're also like, "Give me your money." So it's like they're saying this as a marketing thing, at least partly. The positive impact is integral to the Playa Viva experience, which is entirely run off-grid and generates 100% of its energy from solar power. Not too bad. That's pretty cool. The resort works extensively with the local community to help support health and education and works year-round to restore and revitalize the surrounding land. Uh, those are words you can say. I wonder what they really do, because if they're truly having this local impact as a resort, that's outstanding. Because typically resorts just suck everything else dry around it, and then all of the employees are the very poor workers around it. But this seems on the face. The resort is a founding member of the Regenerative Travel Organization and founded and supports the La Tortuga Viva Turtle Sanctuary. Yeah, they're just trying to get bonus points, or someone there really loves turtles. It's interesting how I don't read any of that through here, because I don't see any solar. But also, what's the electricity? I mean, you're basically outside. You better not be using that much. But the resort's latest extensions include... Oh, okay, so this is an extension. So, includes 6 bamboo tree houses. Is it a tree house if it's not in a tree? Interesting, because these are on the ground. And I'm very curious. Would you call these a tree house? Typically, a tree house would be in a tree. But is bamboo a tree? Would that make this a tree house? Or is it a tree house because it's made out of wood, or wood is typically from trees? But wouldn't that make all houses tree houses? So no, a tree house has to be a house in a tree. So you can't call this a tree house. You can call this a bamboo house that's raised off the ground. But like, I mean, even these floor choice here are clearly wood, you know. But just because it's a wood house off the ground, that does not make it a tree house. That's so funny they call it a tree house. But scattered along the Mexican coastline, the tree houses are perched on coconut palms overlooking the surf. Each treehouse is composed of a master bedroom at the front and an annex treehouse, they call it a treehouse, at the rear that contains a bathroom downstairs and a second bedroom / lounge upstairs. It's not a treehouse. It's not. Look at this. The treehouses are developed. It's not a treehouse. The raised platform homes, or the raised platform resort rooms, are developed using bioclimatic design principles, whatever that means, to suit the natural environment. The large eaves in the roof act like a big umbrella, providing shade for a strong heat of the sun and protection from heavy rains. The facade louvers allow for cross ventilation. So they basically built this gigantic... So here, actually, this text corresponds amazingly with these images here, because they're speaking about the cross ventilation and the roof. So many of these I go through, and they just slap it up here. There's no real... I mean, it's supposed to be the image, and then the text reveals things out of the image. Here, them explaining how the roof is extending over the entire actual habitable space to provide extra protection from sun and rain. That's perfect. To be fair, if it rains out here, you're probably getting a lot of cross breeze, because it is, you know, the tropics, and you're going to get a lot of wind. But this is outstanding. The structures are mostly built from local bamboo, one of the fastest growing renewable building materials in the world, and showcase the variety in which this versatile material can be used. Boom, amen. I said that. Oh, no, they said that. I just read that. Strong guadua bamboo poles are used for the main structure and the roof structure. The section strips were used in the facade louvers, and the flattened bamboo panels form the ceiling. So flattened bamboo. Oh, interesting. I'm not even gonna try and say that other bamboo poles and towels were used for the wall and facade panels in the annex building. Flooring is made of sustainably grown local brew timber. Yeah, so the whole floor is timber, and it looks like somewhat like a roof. So, well, I mean that's a floor, I guess. So there's two. Interesting. The holistic design was intended to align with the expected post-COVID travelers' desire to stay in an exciting, healthy accommodation immersed in natural environments. After months of isolation and lockdowns, here, guests can be submerged and reconnect with the natural environment. Listen to the sound of the waves. Bathe in the warm sunset tones. Feel the breeze sway through the palms and taste the salt in the air, unmasked. Better not have a mask on. As they lounge on the hammocks suspended over the beach, staring at the stars. And to be fair, I mean, anyone can wear a mask at literally any time. But it's in Hula Chuca, California. I mean, Mexico, basically.